European diplomacy is walking a tightrope regarding the announced summit between the American and Russian presidents, regretting the choice of Budapest as the venue.
Thieves broke into the world-famous Louvre Museum in Paris and stole valuable crown jewels in a major heist.
European diplomacy is on a knife edge regarding the announced summit between the American and Russian presidents, scheduled to take place in Budapest. Upon their arrival in Luxembourg on Monday, the European Union's foreign ministers expressed their hope that the meeting between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin would bring an end to the war in Ukraine. However, the location of this meeting poses a problem.
Cette présence annoncée de Vladimir Poutine sur le territoire de l'Union européenne n'a de sens que si elle permet d'acter un cessez-le-feu immédiat et sans condition.
The controversy stems from the fact that Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán disagrees with the majority of the EU on the war in Ukraine. In addition, the Russian president is under an arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court.
No, it's not nice. I mean, to see that really a person put to the arrest warrant by the ICC is coming to a European country. And again, the question is whether there's any outcome out of this.
To enable this meeting to take place, EU member states will have to open their airspace, which has been closed to Russian aircraft since 2022. However, diplomatic exemptions are possible.
The city of Sloviansk in Ukraine's Donetsk region came under attack from Russian drones again on the night of October the 20th. The strike follows a similar attack on Sunday when 5 drones hit the city, damaging houses and a school. According to local authorities, the latest attack used Geran 2 kamikaze drones, which damaged more houses and cars in the private sector. There were no casualties or injuries in the Monday night attack. Residents are already receiving building materials to help them repair their homes.
U.S. envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner arrived in Tel Aviv on Monday to shore up the tenuous ceasefire in Gaza, a day after Israel conducted airstrikes on Rafah, the first major test of the fragile deal. The IDF said it acted in defense and was responding to an attack leveled against its forces stationed there. Meanwhile, Hamas also said Israel had violated the ceasefire close to 50 times since it came into force. Israel also threatened to halt aid, but later said it resumed enforcing the ceasefire, adding that aid deliveries would resume on Monday. U.S. President Donald Trump told reporters that Hamas had done some shooting, but also suggested the violence may be the fault of rebels in the organization rather than its leadership. Many Palestinians in Gaza remain fearful the war could return, as dozens were killed in Sunday's strikes, including children. There is also concern about how much aid Israel is letting into the famine-stricken territory. The next stage is expected to focus on disarming Hamas, Israeli withdrawal from additional areas it controls, and future governance of the Strip.
A day after the brazen robbery at the Louvre Museum, police are still searching for the 4-person commando behind one of the boldest art heists the world has seen in years. On Sunday morning, using a truck with a lift, thieves broke into the Galerie d'Apollon and smashed 2 display cases and escaped with 8 priceless jewels linked to Napoleon. It all lasted just under 7 minutes. Investigators have since recovered tools, gloves, and 2 of the stolen pieces. One of them, the damaged crown of the Empress Eugenie. A museum representative on the ground told us that the museum will remain closed to the public all day Monday. The heist has also drawn strong reactions. The Justice Minister Gérald Darmanin said that it sends a very negative image of France, leaving the public feeling robbed. Concerns about security and staffing are nothing new. In June, Louvre staff workers went on strike to denounce the lack of personnel that weakens the museum's security. A report by France's highest audit institution found that the Denon wing, home to the Mona Lisa, as well as the targeted gallery, well, 1 in 3 rooms has no cameras. The Louvre, already struggling with overcrowding and leaks, now faces a new challenge of protecting its treasures.
2 people have died in a cargo plane accident in Hong Kong after it ran off the runway during landing and fell into the sea. 4 crew members on the plane were rescued and taken to hospital. Airport officials said that the flight was coming from Dubai and landed at around 3:30 a.m. Initial reports from police said 2 people in an airport ground vehicle were killed. The affected northern runway has been closed according to the airport, and 2 other runways will be used temporarily to handle airport traffic. Hong Kong's Civil Aviation Department said they are investigating the matter jointly with the airline and the airport. Centrist Rodrigo Paz won the presidential election in Bolivia on Sunday. The victory of the Christian Democratic Party politician will give the country a right-wing leader after nearly 20 years. With 54.5% of the vote, Paz won almost 10% more votes than second-place Jorge Quiroga. Quiroga is also a right-wing contender, highlighting a crisis of left-wing governance which is being blamed for the economic crisis. Paz's moderate program promises to maintain current social policies and private sector-led economic growth. Rodrigo Paz's Christian Democrats do not have an absolute majority in parliament, so the president is expected to enter a coalition government. Paz will take office on November the 8th.
A basketball driver has been killed after fans attacked a bus with stones and bricks in Italy. Confrontations following a basketball game turned deadly after Sebastiani Rieti supporters threw bricks and stones at the Pistoia fans' bus, killing one of the bus drivers. The windscreen was smashed at the front, near the passenger seat beside the driver, where the second driver was sitting. He was struck by a brick and died instantly, according to local media. Tensions had already flared during the game at the Palazzo Giornar Arena, forcing police and carabinieri to intervene. After the match, police escorted the Pistoia supporters bus to the motorway junction, but some Sebastiani fans allegedly followed it for several kilometers before launching the attack. In a post on X, Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni condemned the, quote, unacceptable and insane act of violence. Investigations are underway to trace the attackers. No arrests have yet been made.
The Monte Madrid Foundation and the Commission for the Commemoration of 50 Years of Spain in Freedom are presenting an exhibition at the Casa Encendida in Madrid, with works by more than 50 artists reflecting on the 50 years of democratic transition in Portugal and Spain.
La Casa Encendida y la Fundación Monte Madrid tiene una colección que muchas de las obras son desconocidas para la mayoría del público y nos pareció una muy buena oportunidad desde una lectura contemporánea, reflexionando sobre el presente, ponerlas a disposición del público que habitualmente no las puede ver, ¿no?
The project invites a dialogue on the social, political and cultural aspects of the transition and confrontation between Iberian dictatorships and contemporary democratic regimes.
A exposição que pretende é pôr as pessoas a pensar sobre aquilo que foi os regimes fascistas em Portugal e Espanha, como é que novamente certos partidos fascistas estão a chegar aos parlamentos, espanhol e português, e como é que esses valores têm que ser defendidos. É por isso que temos as vozes de Salazar nesta exposição, temos evocações de Franco, temos uma primeira sala que fala um pouco das ditaduras e das dinastias reais.
Imbued with memory, political criticism and social commitment, the exhibition presents a visual narrative that links dissent, resistance and freedom to the current challenges facing our democracies.
Temos obras que vão desde os anos 70 ou até mais recuadas para pontuar esta ligação que nós temos dos artistas à própria sociedade. E a escolha teve muito a ver com isso, ou seja, deixarem aberto esta proposta de questionar, de provocar aquilo que é uma sociedade em construção.
The exhibition will run until March next year.
The American grapevine borer beetle is causing serious damage to vineyards across Europe. Protection against its spread is mandatory where it appears, but there is no effective method against the disease that turns grapes golden yellow, and infected vines must be burned.
A rovar ellen lehet védekezni, viszont az új nemzedék, ami jövőre azok nem fertőznek. Tehát, hogyha fertőzött tőkével találkozik, akkor tudja tovább fertőzni a következő tőkét. Úgyhogy most az ősz vége folyamán az egyik legfontosabb feladatunk, hogy felderítsük azokat a tőkéket, amik fertőzés gyanúsak, és hogyha igazolja a labor, hogy esetleg az aranyszínű sárgaság fitoplazma, akkor ki kell vágni gyökerestől és elégetni.
Despite these challenges, farmers in Villany are pleased with this year's harvest. In the southern Hungarian wine region, both the quality and quantity of grapes are regarded as good. Though rainfall was scarce, its timing and distribution provided the vines with enough water.
Kiegyenlítettebb volt a csapadék eloszlása, nem szenvedett a szőlő, sőt a vörösbornál pozitív, hogyha van egy kis csapadékhiány, akkor tud igazán jó minőséget teremni, úgyhogy elégedettek vagyunk a kipréselt borokkal, kimondottan zamatgazdagok, élettel telik, nagyon szép színekkel rendelkeznek, ez mind a fehér borokra és a vörösborokra is érvényes.
Grapes are grown on 1,200 hectares in the wine region, the warmest and sunniest in Hungary. Red varieties dominate, but white grapes have also been introduced to meet changing consumption habits.